have to fix this microphone thing. My cell phone is a iPhone 6, and that's what I'm recording off today, a 6 Plus. So it's old, and the microphone is bad on it, so I have to use headphones in order to record anything. But anyway, so welcome back. It's been a while, right? I don't remember what we were talking about last. I think I was talking about making masks. I'm pretty sure because I remember blubbering about that. Yeah, I could be super emotional. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful day here in Alaska. It's partly cloudy, so I'm all squinty because the sun keeps peeking out from behind the clouds. But this is my backyard. I love it here. It's my like the sanctuary. I'm really waiting for spring to fully make an appearance and warmer weather come out. But I wanted to show you what my spring wardrobe is going to include. I have made the Lacy shells by a lavender chair. This is my third. This is my third top, and this is the first top I did was just the Lacy shells pattern, and this is the adaptation for flowy. So more full figured, I would imagine. I don't know, but it has more shape to it in the sense that it has more of a peplum or baby doll or umpire. Those are the types of patterns that I usually enjoy wearing because I have very, very boxy shape, and the peplum kind of pops out at, gives me more hips, makes reproportionate my figure. So that being said, I've got two of the flowy and then one of the regular straight, which is really straight on my figure. So the next top I'm making is the exact same thing, so that will be my fourth top, and it's kind of like a stash buster. I'm using all the different Red Heart yarns that I have, and I only had one ball of this and one ball of that, so this was Amethyst, Red Heart, and then this one was Stripes, but I forget what the yarn label said. And then down here I've got individuals where I had like a darker blue and then a grayish blue and then a bright blue and a teal, making my way into green and just kind of like repeating that pattern across those three balls of yarn. Anyway, so I wanted to show you the next one I'm working on. So I only have three. I only had 3 balls of this yarn, and that's the Impeccable. It's in Neapolitan, and so it's the same exact pattern. The next thing I've been working on has been masks. This is the Sterilite. I think everybody should have these. They're great. And while I was working on masks, I had shared a comment on Fiskars America's page about how I was using their scissors and cutting mat to do my mask making, and they asked me to send them my address and everything, and they sent me a bunch of scissors, which is really great. This one is really awesome because it cuts through multiple layers of fabric. And there's a model number on there. I don't know if you can see it. So, and this one allows you to cut fabric when it's on the board, so very flat. And these are just snips, which are very, very sharp. They're like super sharp. This actually has a sheath, a plastic sheath, and they're very, very sharp, pointy. I have no idea why these things have to be so pointy. Like, what are we stabbing? Why does it have to be? If you guys know why these types of scissors have to be super pointy, please let me know in the comments. But yeah, they're super sharp and very, very pointy. And I like that they have this little thing, and they have a spring. But this little thing is like a lock that keeps it, and then you put it in the sheath, which I have back in the house. So this was the type of mask that I was making, and the majority of the masks, I've made over 100 of these masks. I think I've made like 130 of this style. And then I've made an additional 20 of this style. And everybody seems to prefer this style over the other style. The reason why this is better than what I just showed you is because it doesn't, you can adjust it to, any size face. can be adjusted. You can open it all the way, you can open it a little bit, you can not open it if you don't want to, you know, depending on the size of the person's face. Whereas this one you have to have small, medium, large. And the pattern for this dusk mask is online. There's so many reiterations of it, and this is my adaptation of the pattern that's online that I found, because I didn't like that it had so much gapping. The original pattern has more than 2 inches of fabric here, and on my face that leaves a lot of gapping, so I just, as you see, cut it upwards to shorten that space. Also, if you want pockets, you just would not sew this down. You would sew the elastic in, and then you would just tuck in your filter material. This one also does not have the nose wire. I decided I didn't want the wire because the way this fits my face, it goes above my nose. Shush. And so it fits me really nicely. I don't feel like I need the wire. But if you feel like you need the wire, you can very easily add it to this. I would say I would link the pattern, but it really wouldn't be fair because you wouldn't end up with this exact mask. But I will link the pattern that I followed and adapted so that I can have that. This was the holy grail. This stuff is so hard to find right now. And a friend of mine, or actually my cousin in New Jersey, bought me this spool and she mailed it to me. So I'll be making her a bunch of these style masks, of which I have, I think, 7 cut. This scissors I was telling you about, they cut through multiple layers, and so I was able to cut through 14 layers with this. I think if I was stronger, if I asked my husband to cut it out instead, he probably would have been able to cut 20 layers, because, or even more, who knows. But yeah, and they're all exactly the same, so I was really, really grateful for that. The original mask I had showed you, was making with bias tape, but I quickly decided that I am so tired of burning my fingers. So I need to get a bias tape kit before I start making the mask with bias tape. But this was the original mask that I was making. As you can see, it's so much bigger than my face. So I guess I have a smaller face, which is weird because I've always thought I've had a really wide face. But this was the pattern, and it called for an 8.5 by 16 that you fold it over, and no, it was way too big. I mean, I wore it, and I still will wear it. But yes, I'm reaching into this box of all the different styles of masks that I've made. But again, I've made over 150 now, and that's pretty much what I've been up to. What have you been up to? How's the weather like where you are? I'd love to tell you that summer's on its way, but it's so rainy and so gloomy. I don't even know. I guess I'm just really ready for it to be warm. Hopefully we will be in regular business as normal here in our state, and I hope that it's the same wherever you guys are. If you have any questions about anything I talked about in the video, please, please, please comment. I hope you guys are all doing well. Take care. Bye.